Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno!
Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
Welcome to the OYO Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. We are still missing Brandon. Yes, we tried to delay this podcast as much as possible on accident, and we still can't get him. But reluctantly, joining us, producer Seth. You can block him on Twitter. A lot of you that came by and said hi on Friday have already blocked him. He's at Save Top 5. It's SETAH5. If you haven't done it, do it now. I'll stop. Okay.
If you hated my tweets Friday night, you're gonna hate me even more tonight. Here we go.
Okay.
Round 2,
tonight.
baby.
Why tonight? Oh, just your
more of the same.
Talking.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, your tweets were great. I was at the game, and you know how it kind of in and out on Signal some of the time. And so obviously I wasn't getting all of the notifications, but the ones I was getting, I was like, oh, that's good. And then of course I couldn't stop from chiming in. So do I apologize? Probably. I mean, we are the OEO podcast, so sorry, Crimson Cast. That was me, not Seth. So I was a little heated. Love each other. We are all friends. So either way, yeah, we're talking to you guys after a victory. Man, it's been a long time, Seth. Western Kentucky last year, the last time we got to do a fun post-game podcast. And I'm not even sure it was fun there. I feel like we were very tight butthole.
Yeah, that was Survivor Series for sure.
Yes. But this time also very, very pucker time, but it ends up in a good way. And I feel good about the victory. I saw a lot of good things. And we'll talk about him here. We're talking about the game. IU 23, Illinois 20, the home opener, the season opener, the Big Ten opener. IU 1-0 in the conference, 1-0 in regular season play, top of the East side of the division. We are running away with it, tied with Penn State as the only other Eastern Division team to play a conference game. So lock it up.
Hang the banner.
That's right. So here's what we do for you guys that haven't listened, or for people that suffered through last year when we pretty much just went off of the rails at some point. So we go over what went right, what went wrong. Then we do a stock section, stock up, stock down. This does not mean that we hate the players or hate the coach or whoever we talk about. It just means during that game, their stock went up or it went down. And then we'll do the normal stuff. We'll revisit the predictions. We'll do, we'll dig into Seth's sack. We don't have any randos today. And then we'll do final statements, and then we'll move on. So, okay, we'll get right into it. Again, we're going over the victory over the Illini, IU 23, Illinois 20, in a thriller, a 4-hour marathon that came down to the last 2 minutes. Seth, I didn't get I would say it was a pleasure, but when I tried to rewatch it on Sunday, it was far from a pleasure for sure. But I'm going strictly off of highlights and watching it live. So help me through this. Okay.
Yeah. No problem.
Let's start with what went right. I'm going to start. And man, my brother pointed this out. I'm calling it clutch, because there's a couple different things here. Defensive forcing 4 turnovers, 2 for 2 on 4th down attempts by the Illini. Shut them down both times, including a huge stop on 4th and 2 from the 2-yard line. That really was the big difference. That and a couple other big plays that they made. Josh Sanguinetti, I'm telling you, it happened right in front of me. It was not a touchdown. I don't care what they say on TV. The ball was juggling the whole time. It was right in front of me. I threw up the incomplete pass right there in the stands. That was it. Ref turned around and said, nope, he's right. Incomplete pass. Not gonna keep it as a touchdown. So So
I have
defense was
texts
great.
that show otherwise,
That's
but
not true.
I'll let you get your version of the truth out there.
Listen. They reviewed it, and they still couldn't overturn it. So, in my opinion, it's an incomplete pass, and it is. Okay, in the offense, man, the first half offense, for me, again, I'm going strictly live, looking at stats a little bit every now and then. Was I very impressed? And the last drive of the game, clearly 70 yards, all of the second half, 75 yards on the last drive of the game. I mean, that's as clutch as it gets. And I think it had a lot to do with the guy behind center. So, or a lot to do with my boy, Walt Bell. The stash is refreshing. My goodness, it was nice to see grown-up football plays called, good pass scheme, fast tempo. They altered that quite a bit, right? They kind of alternated fast and slow.
Yeah, they had kind of a medium and a fast tempo that they were alternating between. They definitely didn't go slow at any point. It was nice to see that they were changing the pace. I don't know if the fatigue ever kicked in because it looked like Illinois' defense wasn't really struggling as much, but it was definitely enough to, provide a variable in there.
Yeah, the last drive of the game I have rewatched on TV probably 4 times, I think. That was fantastic play. I mean, being there in the stadium, usually you get this like real nervous, like amped energy. For some reason, I was real calm. Like it seemed like Connor was real calm. The team was pretty calm. Like, no, usually we've seen a lot of mistakes made by previous IU teams. False starts, holding penalties, wrong routes, bobbled balls, anything along there. But he targeted 2 people the entire time down the field. Outside of one throwaway pass, I think, to Barner, where he got like sandwiched between both defensive ends. But man, DJ Matthews was huge on that play. But back to Walt Bell. I mean, just to see tempo again was very refreshing. And even, now that you kind of are sparking it back in my head, a little bit of that kind of Kevin Wilson, Kalen DeBoer, like run up to the line and then slap hands and then turn around and look for the play call kind of thing was nice to see too.
Yeah, sometimes they go, sometimes they reevaluate. So it always has to keep them honest. They have to get the subs in quickly. It just makes it be a much more quick decision defense, and that sometimes will put teams in a bind.
Did they show Walt on TV at all?
I never saw him once.
Okay. They talked about him. I know at the end of the game, Tim Brando, is that right? He was a good call on the game. I liked listening to that when I did rewatch those parts. But Tim Brando did talk about him coming into the press box after the game
and shaking his hand,
thank you. Yeah. So the only reason I ask is I watched some of that Oregon game. I'm sorry, the Georgia game where Oregon was there. And I was watching their offensive coordinator just constantly talking to Bo Nix, like as he's up at the line doing different things. I wonder if that's not what Walt does, if they don't do the same thing. So anything else you want to add to what went right before we move on to what went wrong, which, believe it or not, I have more of that.
No, I think you hit the hammer on the head so far.
Okay. What went wrong, Seth? And I don't know if it experienced as well through TV. You want to start on this one?
Yeah. I think I had 4 different complaints about the refs. It was pretty up and down. You expect the play from the offense and the defense to be sloppy, but you expect the officiating to be in midseason form. And it was I don't know, the Big Ten's always a little shady when it comes to reffing, and it was just inconsistent, I think, was the biggest issue. It was sometimes it benefited, weird. Sometimes it was it just was all over the place.
To keep cutting you off, but it was so weird. Like half the time the stadium had no idea what the call was. Usually you get the pre thing to the coach, like, hey, we've got holding over here, just gonna let you know. None of that. I'm watching the guy walk around in the white hat, and he's not doing any of that. They're just moving the ball different places. The only reason, I think, on 2 of the 4 fumbles that they had to review, the only reason I knew we even got the ball is because we literally took the defense off of the field and put the offense on the field.
Yeah, the announcers kept saying, I think he's turning it off on accident instead of turning it on. Like, there was other times we could hear him crystal clear, and then he would go to actually say the announcement. Nothing. Not
So weird.
Yeah.
The Big Ten did just fire their commissioner of referees, I think, on Thursday. Thursday or Friday. So I mean,
So right between the Purdue loss and the IU win,
yeah.
collusion,
Oh yeah, collusion.
conspiracy.
Yeah, yeah. So they just put a bunch of amateurs out there, and that's what made IU win the game.
No,
But yeah, the reviews were like, it seemed super long. I mean, the game
the
took
weirdest
4
one was when
hours.
Illinois had 14 players on the field, and it was
Yes.
clearly a substitution infraction.
Okay, let me explain it because I don't know if they explained it on TV. I had to explain it to people around.
They have to give him time to make the
Yes.
substitution,
But
you also can't let he move.
he
moved.
gave them the football, set it down,
The
looked
ref
right
will
at Connor.
stand between
Yep.
between the center and the
C,
quarterback, so
whoever
you can't
whoever C is, the letter C, that guy,
captain
ref, yeah,
and he'll prevent the ball from being snapped. And then when he clears out, he does this kind of hand wave, like, "All right, we're good to go," because they know that the tempo's coming. So there's like, "Here you go, we're clear. Feel free to snap the ball." He does that, and the 3 Illini guys are still on the field.
yeah. And the funny part was, okay, so usually the side judge calls that, right? The guy standing on that sideline,
Right? Who's counting all the players on each side of the ball? Yep.
The back judge is the one that threw the flag. The dude in the very back corner in the end base, I think where we were on the field, he was standing about the goal line. He's the one that threw the flag, not the side judge where the guys are running off the field right in front of him. I thought that was weird. So either way, it didn't matter. It didn't cost us anything, but it was crazy confusion in the stadium. I don't know what it was like on TV, if Brando had a hold of it or not sure who the color commentator was, but also very good. So another one of the what went wrong, I thought the rushing offense was very disappointing. I mean, you can go through the stats, 26 carries, 32 yards. I mean, a massive touchdown, but for Sean Shivers, 28 yards on the ground on 15 carries, long of 5 yards. How much of it is on him? How much of it is on him, including the first play of the game on offense, and how much of it is just poor offensive line play?
Yeah, I thought after the first play, I thought he was literally going to be a 1-play transfer. That was devastating.
It was bad. Yeah, I had my head in my hands. My wife was like, I didn't know that. Like, I saw him collapse, and when I saw him go down, I was like, dude, this is not
so
good.
to come back and get 15 more touches, 16 more touches after that is pretty impressive.
Catches, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
16,
so it's not so his bounce back ability certainly was great. But the thing is, Henderson didn't do anything either. What was he, 6 for 7?
6 for 7, yep.
So it's not like there was somebody else getting in there. I don't know, man. It's a tough situation to be in. But they were ineffective, and the stats bear that out. They definitely were better in pass blocking, but the run blocking, which I thought would be vice versa. I thought they'd be, usually week 1, you've been implementing the run game pretty effectively, so the run blocking is pretty good, and some of the blitz picks up in the pass game may struggle, but it was really the offensive line wasn't really creating any holes, so it's not like, oh, the vision wasn't there. It was no holes. Was it bad play calling offensively? I don't know. Whatever the blame is, but it's certain that the stats didn't bear out a great outcome there.
I can tell you it's not bad play calling. It's not. It can't be. So maybe Illinois' defense is just really good. I mean, we kind of talked about that a little bit. We'll see as the season goes on. We'll see. And then the last one, and I hate to do this, but the crowd was great until halftime, which is weird when you're winning 16-10 at halftime and half of the West stand completely clears out. Was weird to see. And of course, that is the side where all the TV cameras are facing. The whole east side, the alumni side of the field, stayed full. It was as full as it was at the beginning of the game. It was good the whole time. So I mean, it's great to see the students showed up. Just stick it out. But is it? I wrote it in the outline. I mean, is it a super super long kind of boring game in a lot of parts. Uh, it's a Friday night on a holiday weekend. I don't know. Do you have any input on maybe what's causing the crowd thing?
You know who I don't understand at all anymore?
Who's
Teenagers and kids in their like early 20s.
Youths. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm an expert on that by any means, but yeah, I think you definitely have to stick it out. And it's not like those other games where like, oh, we're down by 15 or down by 20. You can understand somebody, finding the parking lot a little bit more fun than the stadium. But it was a competitive game. You guys were in the lead. I don't want to say it was super exciting, but there was at least enough action to keep you entertained.
Yeah, 4 takeaways. I mean, that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, even me, maybe it was a Friday thing. A lot of people did come out. It was a late tailgate arrival. I would say we didn't see a lot of action until closer to 5, 6 o'clock. Maybe that had a lot to do with it. Most of the people that do come, I would say most, probably Seth, probably come from up here around Indy, around the metropolitan area, whether it's any side around Indianapolis, but that's still decent drive back home and, all that stuff. So let's just do better. Let's try to do better. I'm not asking for a sold out crowd against Idaho. I think that's a kind of a tough ask, but last year was pretty decent. And then Western Kentucky, if you can get through
those games, you want them to leave at halftime because the score is 35-3 and there's no point in sticking around.
That's fine. That's totally fine. I don't care if it looks like UCLA Stadium.
Oh,
that was bad. That was really bad. I think we could count how many people were in that stadium with our hands. Like, yeah, that was bad. If you guys haven't seen that, Google like UCLA Bowling Green stadium attendance or something.
There's a Twitter handle that's like empty seats galore or something like that. Find them. They post hilarious pictures of empty stadiums.
Yeah, it's really bad. But I don't want to tell people how to spend their money. I don't want to tell people how to spend their time. But if
they spend their money, spend the full time.
Yeah. And you guys want to see a winning program and a winning team. And I mean, that's as winning as it gets. I don't care where Illinois finishes. If they're 4, 5, 6 wins, it's a Big Ten win. It's a season opener. It's a night game. What more could you ask for? So, all right, let's move on. Let's go stock up. Now, last year we went right from what went wrong to stock down quite a bit. So let's go into stock up. I gave a couple different options. Seth is cheating off of my outline just to pull the curtain back so everybody can see. I will start. Did I really do what I just thought I did?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. We'll start here. I'm going to take, there's a lot of picks that you can take on offense. I'm going to take the new guy. I'm going to take Cam Camper. In his debut, 11 catches, 156 yards. He looks like a monster. When he's out there, he is huge compared to everybody else. And Witherspoon's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me get his stats real quick. This is number 31 for you, those of you that were following at home. This guy has a bigger mouth than he does anything else. He's 6'1", 180.
Camper's 6'2", 202.
And he dwarfed him. It was crazy. And all Witherspoon did was talk a bunch of crap whenever Basilek left one short. And then the very next play, Camper would burn him. So met Cam Camper's dad in the beer line at halftime, bought him a brew, talked to him a little bit. I told him not to go to the Ohio State game after he told me he was going to the Ohio State game, not because of I don't think we're going to win, but just because they're just awful people to be around.
Inside tip: if any of you see Bragg at the beer line, tell him you're related to an IU football player.
Or just tell me you listen to the podcast, and I'll probably buy you a drink. So no big deal. But yeah, I bought him a drink. Yes, it was a good time. Nice guy, real nice guy. You know, obviously they're from Texas. So yeah, who do you got? Who's the other one for you? Stock up offense.
There's only 3 to go through for the offense. You name the obvious one. I'm going to name his compatriot. DJ Matthews was fantastic. He really only had 2 or 3 drives where he was producing, but in those 3, he was quite effective. That touchdown pass, which was, I think, the one that kind of took the top off. It was a deep post. Connor just put it right in his hands. You couldn't have handed it off any better. And he just, what I say, gracefully glided into the end zone.
It was a gorgeous pass.
It was just, that's the stuff that you dream of when you're, thinking about the day before the game and you're envisioning how the game's going to go. That's just how you draw it up. So he was very effective and clutch in the late drive as well. So definitely have to shout him out. And, the third guy I'll let you talk about, but those were the three, that I think were obviously the most effective.
Yeah, that touchdown pass was one of those. It was a really good one. I'm not sure you could catch it. Maybe you could catch it on TV. I'll have to go back and watch it. It was one of those where I was watching Baz, but out of the corner of my eye, I just saw this streak wide open, and you can hear everybody at the same time all going, just like he's got him, and then just bang, and it was over.
The backside safety, he went parallel instead of deep, and as soon as he did that, there was no chance.
Yeah. And the passing game was, the stats are okay, but
and just by the way, so good he's back too. Like he
looks so good too.
Yeah.
I would love to see him out. I didn't see a whole lot of shifting. But his burst is back. His burst is definitely still there. The guy tossing the ball around, he's a new guy. Connor Bazelak, whatever you want to call him, tomato, 28 of 52 on his debut, 330 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception that wasn't his fault. And man, that was a heck of a debut. I felt calm with him with the ball. Even with Penix, especially towards, I would say, really during the every pass last year, you got that antsy feeling of, oh, what's he going to do? Where's it going? Is it going deep? What's he going to do? With Connor, I don't know if it's the baggy long sleeve shirt. I don't know what it is. You just feel comfortable with him back there. He just feels under control. Again, the interception hit Anderson Kobe right in the hands, unfortunately, and it bobbled up, and they got an easy pick off of that one. But other than that, that's really the only blemish. A couple long balls that he missed. I know he missed I think it was Kobe, right? He missed Kobe on a skinny post in the middle of the field that he would have walked into the end zone. But other than that, he's the starter. That guy, we'll see what he does next week. I think it'll be fine, but even against Western Kentucky, we'll see if he brings the same kind of poise and energy too. So anything else you want to add on Baz before we move on?
Yeah, I think the thing you got to look at here, just don't want to be negative, but the 24 incompletions, I'd say probably about a half dozen of those were probably throwaways. He had some inconsistencies on the deep out and the flag, the corner routes. He had Bamba once that was not a very good corner throw. But he hit the throws that he needed to hit. He hit enough of them. I would just you think against this little lesser competition these next couple of weeks, get that completion percentage up over 60%, closer to 65 ideally. And I think that's really, just something you can clean up a little bit.
He went 9 for 9. No, I'm sorry. 9 for 10 to start the final drive. Oh, no, I can't read. Never mind. Don't listen to me. But either way, he threw 3 incomplete passes on, I think he was 7 of 10 or 8 of 11. I don't know. I'm just doing this on the fly. On the final drive, it was great. As I told you, until they got down there, until that last DJ Matthews, I think kind of the screen that he really broke up the middle and got him down inside the 10 or around the 10-yard line. That was the big one that we were okay, we're about to do this. It's about to go down. So let's flip over to the defensive side. We got a lot to talk about here. For a team that gave up 200 yards on the ground, I was very impressed by the defense. Seth, I'll let you start on defense if you want. And there's one incredibly obvious one, but then there are a ton of other guys I want to chat about.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with somebody you deemed as an honorable mention, but I proclaimed this the Noah Pierre podcast, I think originally almost a year ago. 7 tackles, 6 solos, 1 TFL. Very effective. I think he also had a fumble recovery.
Fumble recovery and a forced fumble and fumble recovery, right? Or no,
at least a fumble recovery.
Yeah.
So, very effective in his play. There was a couple times where he didn't have his best effort, but he really rebounded and he finished strong. So I definitely want to make sure shout him out. Very effective play.
Yeah. I believe it was a forced fumble too. He was the one that he popped him, dude. He popped Chase Brown. Not as hard as Witherspoon did to Shivers, but he popped him kind of on a screen play. He made a great play and jumped the route. Right. Had just enough time to catch the ball and then knock the ball out and recover the ball as well. So, yeah. And then what I was saying, it was the most obvious one is obviously it's Cam Jones.
Yeah.
And dude, without Micah there, just stealing everybody's show, this guy is good. 12 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 1 quarterback hurry, 1 fumble recovery. He was everywhere. And I don't know if it's just pure hustle for me. So it's a forget the term that I'm looking for, but
Brandon would call it, he's a dog.
He's a dog. He's got the dog in him. Yeah. But that dude's jersey was a different color at the end of the game.
Oh yeah.
That dude was, oh my goodness. He was everywhere. And he was hyping up. He was leading. He was calling the plays. He was everywhere. He was great. So yeah, that's my pick.
And bounce back through that ankle injury as well, or whatever that was. Assuming it was a lower leg injury, he got rolled up pretty good. Came back, really worked his way back into it. He was in the backfield over and over again. He had some really good run read fills.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when he hits you, he thumps.
Mm-hmm.
It's effective hitting.
Oh yeah. Some other guys real quick, Bradley Jennings Jr., and then we'll run through I guess he's technically an honorable mention as well. Bradley Jennings Jr., his debut, 6 tackles, 1 sack, 1.5 TFLs. Aaron Casey, I didn't list him, but Aaron Casey, good game for his first full on start. 7 tackles for him, 1.5 TFLs. 2 guys really that I thought made a huge impact and didn't quite fill the stat sheet. J.H. Tevis, massive 2 tackles for loss. One of them was on, I want to say it was a 3rd and goal that's kind of set up the 4th down attempt. Or maybe he came through on the 4th down attempt too. I'm not sure, but he was blowing up the line.
It was back to back. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start moving forward.
He was the best interior lineman you guys had.
Easy. Bo Robbins as well looked really good off the edge. Obviously he's going to stand out on the Illinois' kind of comeback attempt with 30 or so seconds left with a huge sack. After they had just picked up, I think 20 yards on the last play. Josh Sanguinetti filling in for Monster, who went out with a little bit of an injury. Fantastic. I know Brandon hates that I'm going to sit here and talk about him without him here. He was great. Huge knockaway in the end zone, as we talked about a little bit earlier. And then obviously Alfred Lance Bryant, dude, way to show up. I mean, it's been a long time. You've been on the team for a while, but had that forced fumble from the tight end. That was the first fumble recovery that they had to go review for 30 minutes. But yeah, that big plays by them. Anybody else you want to add real quick on defense? Obviously, Taiwan's not going to be on the stat sheet because they didn't even throw the ball to him. If they did, he knocked it away. It was 1 time.
So Dasan had 6 tackles, 2 solos, half a TFL. He also was playing special teams, saw him on kick coverage a couple times.
You can see him, right? Can you see him on TV? Because when you're there, you can see him.
He looks the part. I think I said he has a little skinny hips, but other than that, he'll grow into that. That's no problem.
He's big.
But he fits the bill, man. He doesn't he does not look intimidated. He got in the face of a couple guys. I liked his aggressiveness. And then that's really it. Alfred Bryant was the guy who made me change a tweet mid composition, I was writing, oh my goodness, there he is in coverage. He's allowing that pass to be caught. Oh my God, he just blew that dude up, caused the fumble. I was literally like, and again, it wasn't anything against Alfred Bryant. I just don't think he's the guy you want to drop into flat coverage or middle curl coverage, but they chose to do that. The pass happened, the catch happened, and then we know the rest of the story. So I'll eat the first half of that tweet, and then the second half was great. So yeah, that'll erase that pretty quickly. So I thought it was interesting when they're dropping there. He was very effective coming off the edge. So when they dropped him, I was just a little surprised that, with the team that wasn't getting a lot of sacks, that they were taking one of their most effective edge rushers, kind of out of the play.
Yeah, how was Miles Jackson? I'm just looking at his stats now. He's totally ineffective as far as stats go. Noticed him out there a little bit. He's got 1 tackle on the game. I believe he started on the outside. Didn't really see him play a lot. I don't know if he picked up an injury or what, but hopefully we see a little bit more from him as well too, because I thought the edge looked pretty good. Stock down real quick, Seth. I'm just gonna run through these because we've taken a pretty decent amount of time on this as it is. So,
for sure.
And I don't want to spend too much time on the negative because, man, what a win. So stock down real quick on the offense. Obviously, it's the offensive line. Pretty decent in pass protection. Gave up 4 quarterback hurries though. Was that scheme from Illinois? Was there a lot of blitzing? I couldn't tell. I'm not sure. But they couldn't create a hole large enough to fit a scatterbug running back through. He's not a big dude. He doesn't need to fit through a massive hole or anything, and he couldn't find anywhere to run the ball. So, and it stinks to it. We got the news, Matt Bedford, ACL tear, out for the year. Tom Allen sounded pretty shook up about it. Sounds like he'll be back again for another year, so that's good. But I thought, it's Parker, right? Parker Hanna.
Right.
Thought he filled in pretty good. Didn't notice him, so that's good. I thought he looked pretty good and looked the part out there as well. Wish he had a different number. 51's a little weird on the end. But it's good to see if we can get him to squeeze in there. He brought up a couple guys in his press conference, Josh Sales, and he also brought up Khalil Bryant. So Khalil Bryant's been here since he was 18, which was 10 years ago. So he's got plenty of experience to fill in wherever they need him. And then Josh Sales, a young guy that hopefully will step up if we need him. So anybody you want to add on stock down real quick?
Yeah, got to have a third receiving option. The
Okay.
2 guys obviously top of the line, but you have to develop a third. If it's Barner, a third receiver, or a running back who's effective out of the backfield,
So
you got to develop a third guy.
Let me talk Barner, and I wonder if this isn't scheme or if it was just Baz going through first game kind of stuff. Every time they ran hurry up, and one of the guys they brought was an Illinois guy. The guys that came by, listeners that came by saw him. Good guy, and he was saying this stuff the whole time. He goes, every time you guys hurry up, their safety that was on Barner had no idea who he was supposed to be on. And if they would just line up and snap the ball, Barner could have had 10 catches for 100 yards easy. But they weren't running that fast enough. I think you'll see that. I also think he'll be a huge mismatch, and I do think that Illinois' secondary is pretty good. He'll be a huge mismatch moving forward. So we'll see with that. So I agree, though. I thought Emory Simmons looked pretty quick in person. I think Donovan McCulley will be worked in a little bit more, but no, I think he was locked in on Cam Camper. He had a great game. DJ Matthews obviously huge down the stretch and a big game breaker too. So I agree. And then on defense, I think these are your boys, man. I was disappointed. DeMarcus Elliott and CO, that combo, the old guys in the middle. I thought the new guys all showed him up. J.H. Tevis, we've already talked about him. Patrick Lucas looked good. He'll miss transfer. And Dominic James, the true freshman from IMG, I thought looked pretty good whenever he was in there. You couldn't tell he was a true freshman, which is scary. Big dude. But didn't make any impact at all when they were in there. So I'd like to see him step up, but it may just be time to move on.
Yeah, I think we saw it last year with Weston Kramer, who replaced both of those guys for large snaps. I think we're going to see that same thing with Tevin with Tevis, Lucas, and James.
Yeah.
And so again, that might be something that the answer is already on the roster. So you may not have to wait until next year to sort that out.
Yeah. Real quick, we'll just hit a couple things I forgot to hit at the beginning. God, it'd be so cool if he listened, but he probably doesn't. But Don Fisher, 50th year broadcasting and IU Hall of Fame inductee today. So congratulations to Don. And James Head, if you guys didn't catch that day-to-day injury, some of the other guys, Cam Jones is good to go. And then one of the other things we didn't talk about, you brought up Lucas, and it just clicked. We didn't see Jalen out there like at all, right?
Nope, not him or Omar Cooper.
Omar Cooper was at least back returning kicks.
Right. I was just meaning. Sorry.
But, yeah, not on the offense. We didn't see Cooper, but if he's going to return kicks, they're not going to burn a red shirt on him just returning kicks. I wouldn't think.
Expect. Yeah, you wouldn't expect.
So, okay. Super quick word from our sponsor, Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop sick gear from shirts to hoodies to koozies. As a thank you to our listeners, they're offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout, LEO10. They've got new, what do you call them? Just tanks? You want to call them running tanks?
Singlet?
Just dropped. The singlets, that sounds weird. It sounds like a wrestling thing.
I saw his post. That's what he called it. I'm pretty sure.
Gosh. Just like a running tank. Brand new ones. They're kind of dope. I'm too big, like ripped. I'm too like popping out of my shirt right now to wear one of those. So, yeah, I can't do it. But now let's back to the show. So, Seth, we're going to fight because
dude, I won.
No,
I
you
won.
didn't. Did you win?
No, because we both were one off. Exactly.
Off. So revisiting predictions, we'll talk about the loser first. That's Brandon.
Clearly last place.
He said that IU was going to win 19-13. He wasn't close on either one of them.
Idiot.
I know. My God. So many more points scored in this game. Seth, who is self-proclaiming a victory here, did have Indiana winning 23. Nailed it to 21. Me on the other side, also the winner here, the winner of the losers. I had IU scoring 24 and Illinois scoring 20. So combined, Seth and I, you'll get a terrible person and a perfect score.
Pretty accurate score. Yep.
So yeah, there we go. We'll take whatever victories we can get. We got the victory in the game. So now we'll just do whatever we can do on the podcast side of it.
What's so smart.
Right. Seth, we have no Brandos Randos.
Yep.
You know what? Let me ask a couple. A couple from a neutral fan. I would say you're a neutral fan. You kind of made fun of me a little bit. I think you made fun of me in the group as well a little bit. Illinois' defense, is it good? Are there parts that are good, or is it just individual players that are good?
I think they have 3 stud DBs. They tried to sell on the broadcast that they had some magical inside linebacker who was fantastic. I didn't see it. Mm-hmm. And their defensive line was kind of meh. But those 3 DBs, Witherspoon, Martin, and Brown, were fantastic. And you didn't like Witherspoon because he had a big mouth, but he had some big plays too. He let up some big plays too. So I mean, it's all a balance, but I think they were very effective. I think I said that they're probably a top 3 or 4 backfield in the Big Ten and probably a top 12 nationally. But I think they're going to get put in a lot of bad situations. I don't think they have enough pass rush. I don't think they have effective linebackers and coverage. So I think they're going to get put on an island a lot.
Yeah.
But I think they have talent.
Yeah. I don't think their offense is going to put them in a very good spot either. Because, I mean, DeVito was fairly effective, 21 of 35.
He was better than I thought.
Yards. Yeah. Made some plays on it with his feet. But, I mean, outside of the running game, Chase Brown ran the ball 36 times.
And speaking of better than I thought, Wyoming, that quarterback was really good against Tulsa.
So maybe Illinois has got a really, really good defensive backfield.
I don't know. I mean, transitive properties, they work always.
Yeah.
It's a proven fact.
I mean, what does that mean that Connor could do against Idaho? Is that 500 yards? Oh, by the way, shout out the second IU debut ever over 300 yards, other than Antoine Randall too. So, um, I don't. This is early, so I don't want to get way too far ahead of myself. So, but there may be something there. I don't know. Obviously, he's not going to be Randall, but totally two different types of players. But there may be something there. Maybe something there with Baz. That's it. Okay, one more. From a Purdue perspective, does Connor, what you saw from him compared to maybe what you thought IU was going to have as a quarterback, whether it's Penix, who's never played Purdue ever, or Tuttle, or whoever else it would have been, what does that do to you to see him against a Big Ten team in an opening game throw for 330 and a touchdown?
The yardage doesn't do much for me. I think the decision making is the bigger component, and I don't want to harp on this, but I think if he had a higher completion percentage, put a little bit more fear into me. I definitely think it's higher than it was before. I probably would have put the quarterback room at like a C, probably closer to a B minus now. And that there's room to grow. It's not like that's the ceiling on it.
Yeah.
But I think that I think that puts a lot more fear into me, just knowing there's a more competent quarterback back there, who has experience. I think that, trying to prognosticate what's going to happen 11 weeks from now is dangerous, but I do think that there is much more of a offensive element to this IU team than I anticipated.
Yeah,
say 2 weeks ago.
Got to get a run game going to help him out. That would help him out tremendously. But
for sure,
you've seen me at multiple games. I legitimately have, man, I don't know, maybe since Sudfeld, I don't think I've felt like this calm wash over where it's just like whenever we had the ball, it was like, he'll be fine. Even if we have to punt, like we know, I never felt like a turnover was coming, like a bad decision. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The one bad decision he
putting
made,
the ball in jeopardy very often. Yeah.
He did make one bad decision. I think it was a 3rd down or a 2nd down and long, where he got chased out of the pocket to the right, and instead of throwing the ball away, he took the sack or he ran out of bounds. Which the college, that you see that so much in college. I just don't understand that. You're out of the pocket. Yeah. Just get it past the line of scrimmage. Just throw the ball out of bounds. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I had a tweet about that one. That was not very good.
Yeah.
But I definitely, it gives you much more of a baseline of decision making and consistency at the helm.
I was shocked to see 28 of 52. I thought he was way better than, I didn't think he threw the ball 52 times either, but I thought he was better than 28 of 52. 330 didn't shock me. The rest of it, I do legitimately think Cam Camper is a legit Big Ten wide receiver. So we'll see moving forward. That's it. That's all I got. Just on the fly. What do you got?
All right. Are you ready to admit that no, I want you to sell me that Indiana as a state is better than Illinois. Give me your pro Indiana pitch right now.
Man. Better professional basketball and football teams.
Okay.
Over the last decade?
10 to 15 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh.
It's most of the major highways in the country run through the center of the state. It is an incredibly awesome downtown in Indianapolis. The weather's kind of cool. Like,
The cost of living's a little
Cost
better.
of living
I
is,
think we have
is
lower
probably a little
taxes.
better. Lower,
Come on.
way lower taxes than Chicago.
We
I
got some
don't like
good stuff
Chicago.
here.
I don't really
I-
like Chicago. Just to drop that. Sorry, IU people that live there. Sorry, my stepbrother that lives in Chicago. Sorry. I'm not a huge. I'm cool with Indy, man. Cool with it.
All right. Fantasy football name. Do you change it every year based on who your players are, or do you keep the same team name?
I used to. I've seen yours. We will not share it. We don't have to share it.
I'll just say it's mine is exclusively 3 players' names.
So this may cost us some listeners, but I am a massive Dan Lebitard fan. So a Dan Lebitard show fan. And part of that thing is one of the guys that they have on every once a week on Tuesday is beat writer for the Dolphins, and he's an older dude and he's great. His son's part of the show. It's fantastic. But his fantasy team is called Greg's Lobos for some reason. I'm not sure why. He has a sponsored. I'm trying to think who sponsors it. Whatever the new like cell service is that's like $30 that like Verizon has, whatever that is, they sponsor it. I just found this out last week. But they sponsor Greg's Lobos updates where he just talks about his fantasy team for like 5 minutes. And so I changed my fantasy team to Bragley's Lobos. And I think I'm going to stick with it. The only other one I really like that I've done recently is Tico's Taco Truck, which is what my kids call my dog now. But Tico is my dog named after Tevin Coleman. And so, yeah, we just imagine because my realtor and my buddy call him Taco on purpose. So I say it's Tico's Taco Truck. Those are my 2 fantasy football names.
All right. And my last thing here, looking at some former Hoosiers, Irvin Poindexter, 9 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown for Western Kentucky at Hawaii. So he had a wonderful trip out there. Kane Womack continuing to crush it at
Southern.
what is it? USA beat Nichols 48-7. And what is it? Caleb DeBoer and Penix looked very impressive
game. Yeah.
out at UW. I stayed up late to watch that. I have no ties to the guy. I just like you root for the bounce back story. You know, everything I've heard about him seems like he's a great guy.
Yeah.
So I was quietly rooting for him, and he delivered some. I think he ended up losing me some money, but he won the game, and that's the important thing that he cares about. So very cool to see that. And yeah, they beat the Kent State Golden Flashes 45-20.
Yeah. I think that's a product of the opponent, but sorry, go ahead.
Kane Womack is going to get a bigger job next year or at the end of this year. He's going to go somewhere.
You
as
think
another
so?
like
Okay.
I like him.
So I just pulled up something that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up, and this was my next question to you, just to kind of preview where we were going to wrap up. Our next opponent is Idaho. Idaho just played Washington State. So I did a little bit of research on there. Traditionally, Washington State has been kind of a trash team the last few years. Even really with Mike Leach. I'm not sure how Mike Leach got such an upgrade in overall team, but they are predicted by Vegas to have 8.5 wins. And I don't know if you caught the line or the game against Idaho on Saturday, but they beat Idaho.
This is the one I lost money on. Never mind. Yeah, it was Washington State that
they beat Idaho 24-17 at home. Yeah.
I took it at plus 7.5. It was a no-brainer, right? They told me it was a sure thing, right?
What I don't get is that they statistically dominated them.
Yeah.
I mean, the plays were even, punts were even, but they lost. Okay, there it is. They lost 3 fumbles.
And do you remember who their quarterback is?
I don't. Oh, it's
the
Cam,
guy from
right?
Incarnate Word.
Can't remember. Cam something?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. That's right.
I don't think the fumbles were his, if I remember correctly.
We'll save this. We'll save this. We're actually just going to record tomorrow because we've taken so long to get you guys a post game. But man, I am. I think we'll be okay Saturday, but I'm going to be a little nervous tomorrow, just based off of that. So, but we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Final statements, real quick. I think it's a massive win, huge win for the program. I know that it's just Illinois. A lot of people nationally are probably foo-fooing the win, but man, it's the first time since, was it? I don't even remember when the Western Kentucky game was. Either the first week of October or
it was the third game of the season or fourth game of the season.
Fourth game. Yeah, because they went to 2-2.
Yeah, so what?
So it would have been
late September
or early October of 2021. So not only was that a big victory, but it was also a big victory against a big team, a Big Ten team, conference win, a good way to start, team that had already played. So that was a big victory, I think. So glad everybody that could come out came out. Thank you for stopping by. Got to meet our guy Darren, his son, a couple of his buddies, a couple other people. I'm sorry that if I can't the names, I'm not sure. I was going to stick those out anyway. So, Darren, we had some shots, and so after that, it was pretty much over. So, but yeah, come on by. We'll be out again on Saturday. We'll talk about this a little bit more. Seth will be there this time around. I'm not sure if Brandon's coming. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But we'll have some more buddies out there too.
Yeah, and hold on. It's not just that you're 1-0. That's great, and that's something to get excited about. But here's what it means: it's a diving board to 3-0.
Oh yeah.
What you just set in front of you was a primrose path to a 3-0 start, going into Cincinnati with, I don't want to say all the confidence in the world. You don't know what's going to happen in those two games. But if you win two, you have to be feeling pretty good about yourself. And seeing how Arkansas looked really impressive. But Cincinnati isn't a fine-tuned machine. I believe in Luke Fickell. But, going into Cincinnati 3-0, that puts you, that gives you a fighter's chance at the very least. So I think, you fast forward this 2-3 weeks from now, this could be a springboard moment.
Yeah. It's a big win. So, either way, guys, let's wrap this up real quick. Be sure to follow us on all the platforms, which is pretty much just Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. That's where you get the live tweets. Seth is going to have to do it from the stands on Saturday,
or from a wedding rehearsal
dinner. He doesn't know. But yeah, so we'll do that again. That's always a fun time. It's fun for me to read them. So it's got to be a good time for you guys to read them. So stop by, do all that stuff. Let's see here. Make sure to follow, rate, review, do all that good stuff. Until then, we will preview Idaho, the Vandals, tomorrow. And until we do that, we'll talk to you and we love you. LEO.
And fall weddings. LEO.
Did you say and fall weddings or ban fall weddings?
Ban fall weddings.
Oh, he said it earlier. I don't know if you guys heard it, but ban fall weddings. Hashtag ban fall weddings. All right, bye.
Leo. Awesome day. Leo. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Leo. All right, great. Leo. Appreciate you guys. Leo. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Leo. Have a great day. Leo. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Leo. Oh, thank you so much. Leo. Well, thanks so much. Leo. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Leo. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Leo. Awesome. Leo.